Chapter 89, Small amount of gambling is entertaining. Teve was finding any opportunity possible to demonstrate his superiority to Su Cheng. Whether it was playing cards and running casinos, or luxury cars and demeanor, he was always declaring to Su Cheng that they were not on the same level, and he wanted everyone to feel this as well. From Su Cheng's behavior, Teve felt that he had succeeded. He wanted Su Cheng to feel inferior and incompetent, and make him realize that he did not belong in the same world as Lin Chuxiu and to learn to give up. Lin Chuxiu knew Teve's goal, and she also tried hard to make Su Cheng feel included, just so that he didn't feel awkward and left out. If it was before, Su Cheng might have. But now, he wasn't the same as before anymore. The years in the military taught him how to be humble yet confident. Although he failed to join the Dragon Division, he was able to gain fortune from misfortune, with his body undergoing mutations that filled him with confidence. Now, no matter how Teve ridiculed Su Cheng, his heart would remain calm like a lake. Su Cheng smiled. "It's fine, you can play." Teve still wanted to pull him into this. He thought Su Cheng was a noob, so he was willing to try and win all of Su Cheng's money. The best case scenario would be getting him to put his real estate up for collateral. Of course, that would be his dream. A small amount of gambling is entertaining. It's fine, just play a few rounds. Teve laughed. "Cheng, it's fine, sit down and join us," Lin Gairan said. "Just a few rounds is fine." Lin Chuxiu didn't want other men to share too many interests with her dad, so her man should at least play with her dad for a few rounds. Su Cheng nodded. "Teve, since you are so enthusiastic about inviting me, then you can't blame me for what's about to happen. Do you know how to play?" Teve asked Su Cheng. Su Cheng nodded. "Nope, how about Golden Flower Bomb?" "Oh, my bad, I don't think you guys play this in Europe. I don't know the games that only became popular during these years, so I don't know how to play the game at this table." Su Cheng's implication was clear: "You came to our country and you want me to play your game? Nope. Since you came to Huaxia, then you should adapt yourself to the local customs." Teve immediately interrupted him. "Since I run the casino, I obviously studied the likes of people in Huaxia. Whether it's Fight the Landlord or Golden Flower Bomb, I'm familiar with both." "Oh, then that's nice. My dad's roots are in Huaxia, and he knows how to play Golden Flower Bomb as well. Shall we go for a few rounds?" Su Cheng smiled. "Yeah, let's go. I haven't played it for a while," Lin Gairan laughed and replied. Teve gestured to the dealer to begin giving out cards, and the dealer then took out a brand new deck and spread it out to show the guests. "Please check this deck. Although we definitely wouldn't hide any tricks in our cards, to show respect to our honorable guests, please take a look." Now, with technology being so advanced, it was possible to rig the cards. However, large casinos or tournaments only used designated cards to play, since they simply didn't have the balls to bear the risk of being exposed. The moment it got exposed, they would be ordered by the regulator to cease operation, and they also didn't need to be greedy for some short-term profit to risk their long-term business. A casino's worst fear was having a bad reputation. After all, it wasn't like there was only one casino in Shangcheng. It would be hard to detect if someone installed some tricks into the dice roller, but rigged poker cards could be easily identified with a simple scanner. So, there really wasn't a need to check the cards. Su Cheng let the dealer start dealing the cards right away. Then, seeing Su Cheng jumping into the pit he dug, Teve specifically called over a veteran gambler of the casino. On the surface, the guy seemed to be just a regular patron, but he was secretly a pro hired by the casino. Teve invited him over because he was quite good with reading cards and people's emotions, so with him supporting, it would be a piece of cake to make Su Cheng lose. "Sorry, I just thought it would be a bit boring to play with just 3 people, do you guys mind if my friend joins us?" Teve smiled and asked Su Cheng. Lin Gairan didn't really care since he wouldn't get all serious and stuff when playing with a bunch of youngsters. Of course, Su Cheng didn't mind as well. Very soon, Teve's friend, Tim, a foreigner in a jacket, sat down and joined them. A deck of cards wouldn't be cleared every round, and the cards used in previous rounds would be set aside. So, it would need participants to try to remember the cards left and try to guess the cards in their opponent's hand. The starting bid was 50,000 yuan, and each increase shouldn't be less than 50,000 each time. After each of them were dealt 3 cards, Su Cheng checked his card, and then he casually looked at Teve's. The latter smiled and replied, you don't have to look at me, you won't find my cards on my face. Su Cheng just smiled in return. Silly, I was just looking at your cards, no one's interested in your face. Then, he casually took a look at Tevei's friend, Tim's cards as well. Of course, he just skipped looking at Lin Gairen's. Su Cheng had an 8, a 9, and a 10. His hand was not too small, nor too big, but he had a decent chance with it, especially when he saw Tevei's 5, 6, and 7 of different suits, so he thought the first round would be easy. Tim just had 2 kings, so that was basically useless. Mr. Lin, please place your bet, the dealer reminded Lin Gairen. Lin Gairen bitterly laughed and directly chose to fold. When it was Su Cheng's turn, he threw in 50,000 yuan in chips. Tim also threw in 50,000, and Tevei directly put down 200,000 on the line. Reveal. Su Cheng asked. Generally, whether or not to reveal depended on how many players were still placing down bets. They wouldn't be able to call the reveal when there were still 3 or more people placing down bets. When there were just 2 people, one of them could double his current bet to force a reveal. Tevei shook his head. Nope. Su Cheng thought for a moment and directly chose to fold. He revealed his cards, and when Tevei and Tim saw the August 9th 10 combo, they laughed. Do you really know how to play? Why would you fold when you have a combo this big? Tevei looked a little contemptuous. Even Lin Gairen looked at Su Cheng, a bit shocked, and said, you could go for a bit longer with that hand. Su Cheng just laughed brightly. I know Tevei and Tim are both pros, and they might have good hands. That's why I said gambling also needs wisdom and courage. Tevei seized the chance to teach Su Cheng another lesson. Su Cheng didn't talk back but just nodded. Let's go for the second round. The dealer dealt another round of cards. This time, Su Cheng got a really crappy hand, just 1 ace. He looked at Lin Gairen's hand, a pair of 5s, Tim had a pair of 9s, and Tevei had a pair of 8s. Everyone's hand wasn't the best, especially Su Cheng. That hand of his could be directly thrown into the trash can already. But, he smiled. 50,000. This time, Lin Gairen wanted to bluff and he also followed with 50,000. Tim also followed. Tevei obviously wouldn't want to back down, so he followed as well. Then, Su Cheng directly threw in 200,000 yuan in chips. Lin Gairen hesitated. He really didn't have any advantage with that pair of 5s. After a long ahm, he chose to fold. Not only him, Tim and Tevei also hesitated. But, Tim also followed with 200,000 yuan, Tevei thought for a moment and also followed. When it was Su Cheng's turn again, he directly threw in 1,000,000, and Tim and Tevei were immediately dumbfounded. Thinking back to just last round when Su Cheng was being so careful even when he had a good combo, they concluded that this guy definitely got an even better hand this time. Otherwise, he wouldn't be this fearless. Thinking of this, Tim folded. Tevei, with a pair of 7s, also folded. Su Cheng smiled. He stood up and gathered all the chips on the table to his side. Lin Chuxiu, who was sitting beside him, couldn't suppress her curiosity and flipped over Su Cheng's hand. When they saw that the biggest play he had was an ace out of the 3 cards, Tevei almost coughed up blood. Lin Gairen directly burst into laughter right away. This brat! He just said he didn't know very well how to play this game, yet he immediately tricked all 3 of us. And, the money he just won was a lot more than he lost last round. That face slap must have hurt for Tevei.